Hi everyone, this is Pastor Ken greeting the Missions Board, and I'm glad you guys are here. I want to take just a moment and share with you some visuals on how the staff operates and how the Global Church Calendar operates. And I'm doing this hoping that it'll help you in planning and preparing for the rest of this year and into next year so that we can be of optimal performance and production of what we're doing in missions. You all know that we focus the vast majority of our missions project in Marion County. So we have one foreign project, and that is Israel, the ministry to Israel. And then the other two major events, Salvation Army and the Heart of Florida, take place right here. But this year and next year, we want to add some other events. Last year, we had something called Love Day or something to that effect, and that was where we cooked the beef dogs and had the wonderful car wash and all that neat event that went on there with the prayer tent. And that was a great, we call that a reveal event, where we just went out and made Christ known. This year, we want to plan a couple of more. Next year, 2 or 3. And in order to do all of this planning and be very effective, I thought I'd take a moment and show you kind of a visual of what we look at on the church calendar. Now, when we look at offerings, especially missions, we look at offerings in this format. So we have 4 major offerings. That's building, benevolence, missions, and matters. And you'll notice January, February, March, and April, it follows that pattern. Building, benevolence, missions, matters. So what happens on our calendar is we start over at that point, and May becomes a building month, June benevolence, July missions, August matters. September, October, November, and December follows in the same suit. And so you will pick up very quickly that March, July, and November are your missions months. That's when we focus exclusively on missions projects. However, the Missions Board has an ace in the hole, if you will. You guys have control and really have a discretion of the benevolence months. So you actually have 8 weeks to a lot of these other 4-week planning sessions. Because you've been given February and March, you can interchange these dates as you see fit. Again, June and July are benevolence mission months, as well as October, November. So you can use those dates all 8 weeks to promote benevolence or missions in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So we look at these 3 staple events right now that you've chosen for 2013. Israel, Salvation Army, and Heart of Florida. And let's just say for a moment that we focus Israel on July. Or rather, July is our Israel month where we're going to focus on them in missions. And November, we're going to focus on Salvation Army right here in November. And then in March, we're going to pick up the Heart of Florida. So right there you go. We've got the Heart of Florida, we've got Israel, and then we've got Salvation Army. All of your major ministries are covered in those 3 months. But then we've started a discretionary fund for the Missions Board, and we want to do more. We want to love more. We want to go out of this church and do reveal events. And so we have opportunities for you to find and create ideas that we as a church body can take some of the funding and go out and love people. Just like we did, and I called it Love Day, where we did the hot dogs and the car wash. The great thing about those events is we have both man and woman power, sweat equity, and we have dollars that's been set aside to go out and minister. What we as a staff need is for the missions team to find the needs in our community, find areas where we can go out and reveal Christ and make Him known. If you will do that, the staff will then partner with you. We will work through the logistics. We will help with the Global Church Calendar and making that event happen. We will take over the production and advertisement, making videos and testimonials of not only our staple missions projects, but also those out-of-church projects. We need you, though, to find those for us. This is our weak area as a staff. We don't know where these opportunities are in our community. And so, on our church calendar, there are going to be some points of real opportunity. I want to show you what it looks like on our calendar. I've kind of merged 2 parts of our calendar, the Global Church Calendar, for you to see. This little little wiry thing that I have drawn here that goes from February into the early part of May, that's actually our Connect Group semester. So there's a lot of small groups happening during that time. Next year, 2014, we're planning a small semester in the summer, which will take place sometime in June and July. And then, of course, at the end of the year, which we're about to embark in, and that comes at the end of August, all the way through September, October, and into November, again, are our Connect groups. So for your knowledge, as a missions board, you would want to kind of schedule as far away from those as possible. If you landed at an event that happened inside of a Connect group time, but it was a real need in our community, we would try to logistically make that happen. We wouldn't want to do it twice in a Connect group. So that being said, there are going to be some real target opportunities. Any time that falls in this window would be a great time for one of these additional events. Anytime that falls in the latter part there of May and June, those are great target times for a missions reveal event. Again, there's some target times in November and into December that will work, understanding that there's probably those last 2 weeks that are not good in December and that first week in January that's probably not a real good time either. That being said, there may be a little bit of a target window here. Keep in mind, we do a crown celebration at the last of January. You recall that every year we do that, but there is a small window there in January. So that being said, when we lay our calendar out and you look in advance and you tell us where we're going to be focusing our missions offerings, maybe even help us by going into those mission fields and giving us testimonials or lining up for us opportunities for us to talk to people and videotape those things and share them on videotape. That is huge for our body, for our website, for people sharing on their Facebook, for people to see what missions that we're involved in. We want to capture that so that story is told over and over and over. And then, again, not to be redundant, but then finding areas of need in our community. I wrote down X, Y, and Z so that you could see, well, we're planning this community, X community event, and we're going to do this right before school starts right here in August. And then we're going to plan the Y event right here before the major holidays. And so we've got on our missions calendar, X event scheduled in August and Y event for the holiday scheduled here. And then right before school ends or right at the beginning of the year, we schedule that additional event. When we look at that calendar as a staff, we know what's coming. We know what needs to be prepared. We know how to advertise and to give the missions the maximum attention and do it justice at the same time. All because you guys had a master plan, a calendar, and you laid it out and you gave us these ideas in advance. And we love what you guys have done. We love the prayerful consideration and the investigation and the quality of missions projects that we're involved in. We love your oversight and we trust you. And what we as a staff want to do, as a ministerial team, is we want to partner with you guys and just trumpet the good things that the Sanctuary Church is doing in its missions team and its missions boards and projects in its community. And also for those reveal events we're looking forward to do as well. God bless you. I thank you for every minute and every ounce of energy you give to our Lord as you serve Him in this capacity. Thank you again.